All right, so we're diving in today. We want to cut through all the noise and get to what really matters. And we're focusing on the crypto market. Looks like things are stabilizing a bit recently.
Yeah, definitely seems like it.
And to help us break it all down, we've got this piece called Crypto Market Returns to Neutrality as Funding Rates Stabilize. So that's what we're going to dig into.
Yeah, that's good.
And the big question we're trying to answer is, what does this return to neutrality really mean?
Yeah.
Especially when we talk about these funding rates, and more importantly, what does all this mean for you?
Right, yeah. It's all about trying to figure out what's really going on in the crypto world. It can be so chaotic trying to understand the sentiment, but this article points to funding rates as a major clue. And it looks like the market's shifting away from those extremes. Not so bullish, not so bearish, more balanced.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about these funding rates. For someone who isn't constantly trading crypto futures, what are those all about?
So basically, imagine regular payments going back and forth between people in the perpetual futures market. When rates are positive, it means those betting on prices to rise, those long positions, are paying the people betting on prices to drop the short positions. And usually this means the sentiment is bullish. And when the rates are negative, it just flips. Shorts pay the longs, and that points to bearish sentiment.
Got it. So if we're seeing this return to neutrality, funding rates are stabilizing, what does that actually look like?
Well, it means that things are evening out. Before we had one side like really pushing the other side around, but now funding rates are getting closer to zero or just kind of bouncing around a bit, not too crazy. So it seems like neither the bulls nor the bears are super confident. They're not like forcing the other side's hand anymore.
Interesting. So it's not just a warning sign then, it's more like the market's pausing to catch its breath. But couldn't this also mean that people aren't sure which way things are going to go? Like maybe it'll just stay flat for a while instead of making a big move?
You're exactly right. Looking back, we've seen times when funding rates were stable and then bam, huge market swings. So it could be that the market's just waiting for something to happen, some big news or event, not getting all worked up over speculation right now. Or yeah, maybe it'll just be quiet for a while until a clear trend shows up.
Okay, so here's what I'm wondering. Why should anyone listening care about these funding rates if they're not like day trading crypto? What's the big deal?
Because it gives you a peek into how crazy the market is. When those rates are super high, it could mean things are getting too hot, like a bubble about to burst. Because all those people who bet on prices going up could get forced to sell if things go south. And that could send prices plummeting. But then on the other hand, when rates are super low, it could mean everyone's freaking out way too much. And that might be a chance for prices to jump back up. So this return to neutrality means things are calming down, less risky bets flying around. So prices might be more stable, at least for now.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not just about what the price is doing right now, it's about how confident people feel about it.
Exactly.
So looking at all this, what's the biggest takeaway for you?
The main thing is that funding rates are getting more stable, and that tells us people are chilling out a bit. Less of that wild speculation in the futures market. It doesn't mean prices will definitely stay steady, but it does mean there's less chance of those crazy swings we see when everyone's making huge, risky bets.
Gotcha. Like the market isn't leaning so hard in one direction anymore.
Exactly, and it makes you think how could you use these funding rates or similar signs to get a heads up in other markets you're following? Like, what other clues are there besides just watching the price go up and down? There's always more to learn.
Totally. Well, thanks for breaking all that down for us. It's been a fascinating dive into the crypto world.
You're welcome anytime.